The mysteries of Christopher Columbus. How did he know how to get to America? 5 centuries after the death of Christopher Columbus, some key aspects of his biography, such as his origins and the information he had when he left for America, remain unknown. Although it is generally accepted that he was born in Genoa, Italy, nowadays various opinions have appeared that have brought this hypothesis back to the fore. According to some researchers, anthropologists, and linguists, the origins of Christopher Columbus could be Catalan, Spanish, Portuguese, or Jewish. Salvador de Madariaga believed that Christopher Columbus was a Jewish convert to Christianity, which is why he tried to hide his origin. Peruvian historian Luis de Ulloa says the admiral was actually named Joan Colom, a Catalan nobleman who fought against King Juan II of Aragon. The philologist Jordi Bilbany proposes a Columbus of noble origin born in the city of Barcelona, while other studies place the birthplace of the discoverer of America in the Balearic Islands. There are also historians who point out that he was born in Felanix, on the island of Palma de Mallorca, and that he was the son of the Prince of Viana and half-brother of King Ferdinand the Catholic. Some of the few confirmed elements of Christopher Columbus's biography are the date and place of his death, May 20th, 1506, in Valladolid. It is also known that his remains were transferred to Seville and that years later they arrived in Santo Domingo. In 1795, when the island passed into the hands of the French, the Spanish authorities ordered the admiral's bones to be transferred to Havana, and from there they were sent to Seville, where they were deposited in the cathedral of that city. DNA analyses carried out by the University of Granada have confirmed that the remains are indeed those of Christopher Columbus. However, they found only 15% of the skeleton. Where are the other bones? The youth of the discoverer of the New World is also shrouded in a halo of mystery. While some historians claim that the explorer was a pirate in his youth, others claim that he was just a simple Genoese attracted to the sea and trade. In fact, the navigator himself provided quite a bit of information about his travels across the Mediterranean and to the coastal towns of England. Some researchers suggest that the great sailor arrived in Portugal after suffering a shipwreck from which he was the only survivor. As for his most famous achievement, some historians point out that Christopher Columbus knew about the existence of the New World thanks to the very precise data that came into his possession that revealed a supposed expedition of the Knights Templar that had traveled to the Americas. Other investigators believed that the admiral had found a map on which was marked the precise route to reach the Caribbean, and that he knew much more than he admitted when he presented to the Catholic kings his project to undertake a voyage to the Indies. According to this hypothesis, this was precisely the reason for his insistence on recording and writing in the Santa Fe Capitulations his future rights to the lands he was to discover. The monk Bartolomé de las Casas assured that the navigator received information about America from an unknown sailor who died in his arms. This hypothesis is defended by the Spanish historian Juan Manzano. In his opinion, Columbus knew in advance the most suitable route to reach the New World because of the data provided by that unknown navigator. But not everything in his life is a puzzle. It is known for certain that he married in 1480 in Portugal Filipa Muniz, with whom he had a son, Diego, and that on his wife's death he traveled to Spain. 8 years later he met Beatriz Enriquez de Arana, with whom he had his second son, Fernando. Columbus lived at the monastery of La Rabida, whose monks had been impressed by the projects of that navigator so versed in mathematics and geography. In fact, the help the navigator received from the monks in the monastery was decisive for the Catholic kings to accept Columbus's proposal. The adventure, which began on August 3, 1492, when he left Palos, and which ended on October 12th of that year, with the discovery of America, is known in detail. But although he was aware of the success he had achieved as a sailor and explorer, Columbus was very frustrated. He had not found the gold he had hoped for, nor the precious stones or pearls he had imagined. His colossal achievement was overshadowed by scandals and ineptitude as the ruler of the colonies he founded in the New World. Christopher Columbus died in 1506, sad and disappointed,